Hey everyone. Yaduvanshi are the descendants of King Yayati's son Yadu. Yadu is one of the 5 Indian tribes known as Panchajana or Panchakrishtiya mentioned in the Rig Veda. The origin of Yaduvansh starts with the story of Yadu's father, King Yayati. Today, let's know about the origin story of the Yaduvanshis. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. King Yayati was a son of King Nahusha and Ashoka Sundari, and Ashoka Sundari was the daughter of Lord Shiva and Parvati. Yayati's father Nahusha is transformed into a snake by a curse uttered by the sages as punishment for his arrogance. Yayati's elder brother Yati is initially given the kingdom, but Yati turns it down and becomes an ascetic. Yayati then becomes king in his place and prospers so greatly that he can conquer the world. He appoints his 4 younger brothers to rule the world's cardinal directions. One day, Sharmishtha, the daughter of King Vrishparva, and Devayangi, the daughter of Asura Guru Shukracharya, go with Sharmishtha's retinue to bathe in a forest pool not far from their home. After bathing, Sharmishtha confuses Devyani's sari with her and puts it on instead. Devayangi in return scolds Sharmishtha for her mistake and belittles her with the jibe that she is the daughter of Asura Guru Shukracharya as Vrishparva's and their kingdom lives on his blessings. The slur on herself and her father Vrishparva infuriates. With the help of her servants, Sharmishtha throws the naked Devyangi into a well and leaves the forest with her retinue. Later, King Yayati comes to the well for water and helps Devayangi climb out of it. Devayangi resolves to make Sharmishtha her servant in revenge for trying to kill her by throwing her into the well. Sharmishtha's father, Vrishparva, agrees to this since he fears that the continued security of his kingdom would be in doubt without the sage counsel of Shukracharya. Sharmishtha also agrees to this to save the kingdom and becomes Devayangi's maidservant. Some days later, Devayangi goes on a picnic in the forest with her servants including Sharmishtha. There, she again meets Yayati who is out hunting. Yayati finds himself attracted by Sharmishtha's beauty and asks Devayangi about her. Devayangi observed this, introduced Sharmishtha as a slave and also claimed that he should become her husband as he has held her while helping her out of the well. Yayati fears Shukracharya and tells Devayangi that he will marry her only if his father agrees. This time, she brings him to her father and tells him that she would like to marry Yayati. Shukracharya gives his consent and tells that he should take care of Sharmishtha too, as she is a princess by birth, although he shouldn't maintain a physical relationship with her. Yayati then marries Devyangi and looks after her well. After a long while, Sharmishtha comes to Yayati and requests him to give her a child. He refuses and says that if he were to do so, he could not face the wrath of Shukracharya. Nevertheless, Sharmishtha manages finally to convince him, saying that it would be against dharma if he were to refuse her request. He is the king, and it is his responsibility to ensure the needs of the citizens, and she is desperate to have a child. He reluctantly agrees, and they begin a relationship in the hopes that she will conceive. In due course, Devyangi gives birth to 2 sons, Yadu and Turvasu, while Sharmishtha gets 3 sons, Druhyu, Anu and Puru. Eventually, Devyangi learns of her husband's affair with Sharmishtha and complains to her father. Enraged at his son-in-law's disobedience, Shukracharya curses Yayati with premature old age in punishment for inflicting such pain upon his daughter. However, on learning Sharmishtha's desire to become a mother, he later relents, telling Yayati that if he can persuade one of his sons to swap ages with him, he will be able to escape the curse and regain his lost youth for a while. Yayati, asks his son if one of them will give up his youth to rejuvenate his father, but all refuse except the youngest son, Puru. In grateful recognition of Puru's filial devotion, Yayati made Puru his legitimate heir and king of his dynasty. Since Yadu refused to exchange his years of youth with his father Yayati, he was cursed by him that none of Yadu's progeny shall possess the dominion under his father's command. Thereby, he, that is Yadu, could not have carried on the same dynasty called Somavanshi or Chandravanshi. The only remaining dynasty of King Puru was called Somavanshi. Thereby, King Yadu ordered that future generations of his would be known as Yadav and dynasty would be known as Yaduvanshi. Several castes and communities in modern India, such as Yadav or Ahir, Ahar Chudasama, Jadeja Rajput, Bhatti Rajputs, Jarao Rajput, and the Sainis of Punjab province claim descent from the Yadus. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdy's discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you in the next. Bye.